I was the one that was climbing up on a 30-foot pole, climbing across the rafters, risking my life, literally risking my life.
Oh my God.
But that was the fun in it, right? Like I decided if I was going to do this, I was going to perfect the craft and be the best, right? But that didn't come overnight. That wasn't day one when I stepped in the club. What I found is that when new girls would come in, they would think, I'm making it look so easy. They can get up there and do it too. No, you can't.
And I've always wanted to do that because I wanted people to see where I come from to where I'm at. And it's like, look, whatever decisions you made in life, hey, I got kids to feed, so don't even knock me. But when I seen you post, I was like, I rock with her because she was transparent. She don't care who, what, when, and where. It's like, look, that's what I did. That doesn't define who I am now. And look at you, Kiara. Welcome back to another episode of Crafted Conversations with Cassandra. Now, y'all. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crafted Conversations with Cassandra. Y'all, guess who I got with me today? My girl, Kierra Sade. Y'all, I know her personally because we're in the same community, traffic sales and profit. But now she's sitting on my couch. Y'all, welcome Kierra Sade. Hey girl! Hey! Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Let me tell you something. I used to follow. When did you start your Instagram?
2020, I think, or 2019, 2020.
Okay, I think I started following you around then. And what made me relate to you and like, I gotta follow this girl because you talk like me, like everything, your personality, and I seen like how your community would just follow you, just from you being your authentic self. And I think a lot of times people feel like, oh, you didn't graduate from high school. Oh, you talk ghetto. You talk slang. You talk country. And we start feeling like, well, now I have to get on social media and be something I'm not.
Right.
Thinking somebody's going to follow me because of this facade. But you like, no, this is me. This is who I am. And you grew your community just from being who you are. Like, how important is that in just, not just business, but today life in general?
That's a great question because when I started growing my page, I wasn't being myself. And it was hard to keep up. And so I always tell people, if you don't be yourself, you're going to have a hard time trying to keep up with being somebody that you're not. And so I thought that when I was writing my captions, I had to sound articulate. And you know what I'm saying? I had to have a dictionary out, try to write words. I don't even know how to damn say it in like real life. And I'm like, one day I just woke up. I was like, this taking too much energy. Again, I'm trying to be somebody that's already taken when who I am is the person that needs to show up for these people. So, and I love that you said that, Cassandra, because I've seen you on like a live with your bonnet on, and you know I
pajamas.
Listen, I got something to say, and I ain't got time to get ready. So, is you here or is you ain't? Y'all probably in your bonnet too. That's how you be like, y'all probably in your bonnet too. So, what's up? Like, so I love that you said that because that was really how I was able to build my audience in the beginning. Is just me showing up, and it made me more relatable. Like, it helped women understand, like, okay, I don't have to beat my face, or I don't have to have a 30-inch bust down. You know, that's all nice and cute or whatever, but a lot more people cannot relate to that than can. So you just being yourself is what's really going to separate you from everybody else that you scared about being, you know, in this saturated market with anyway.
Yes, and I feel like when you are yourself, like, I started attracting those people that was just like me. So I'm getting online like, what's up, y'all? They like, what's up, girl? I'm like, oh, that's my people. That's my people. Versus, like, I'm getting on there like, okay, guys, let's turn to page 3. And they're like, oh, okay, she's boring. Like, no, you got to show your personality. Like, you just, I felt like when I used to get online being myself, other people would say, you just don't know how you being yourself helped me. So now I can come out my shell. Whatever I was feeling or going through, now I feel good because your personality, and that's how I felt about your content. So I've been following you ever since. And when I seen that you was in the TSP community, I said, Kiara, oh, this was meant to be. And now you right here on the couch, girl. Yes. Talk about fate. But no, let's really get into it. So another thing I love about you is how you just so transparent of where you came from. Like, you don't try to act like something you're not. You don't try to like, oh, I'm this hot shot. It's like, look, this is what I used to do, but I'm not letting my past dictate me, because look where I'm at now, and if I can do it, you can too. Like, tell us about that, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So I love talking about this, because what a lot of people don't know who admire me sharing my story is that I've had so many people tell me not to share my story.
Why?
They tell me, listen, that's not something you should want to tell people, because they're going to look at you a certain type of way, and that's what they're going to be thinking about. And I'm like, I'm not going to hide. And I understand that there's a line between oversharing and, being vulnerable, right, or transparent. But what I did back then, which we'll get to, is the reason why I'm able to do what I do now. Like, I took what I learned back then and turned that into the way that I teach marketing now.
Right.
'Cause I didn't even know that I was marketing and branding back then until I got into the marketing and branding industry. And then when I break it down to people, they be like, you took what you learned from over there and applied it here, and now you have a 6-figure business. Amen.
And you have it. What I really love about you is you have a 6-figure business while still working a full-time job. People make it seem like, oh, as an entrepreneur, you got to quit. You got to be working 67 hours in your business. Like, no, you're showing them I can work a 9 to 5, still enjoy my life, and still have a business where I create 6-figure. Like, what?
With 2 kids.
With 2 kids. How old are they?
They're 14, and the other one will be 16 in April.
You got big kids? Girl, you look like a teenager.
I got 2 teenagers. Yeah, girls.
Full-time business. Oh, not the girls. We know how that is. Do you think they like a replica of you? Because you know how your mom be like, oh, wait till you have children.
The youngest one is. She got the youngest one syndrome. The oldest one is chill, but the youngest one definitely... You just wait and see, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so you got your 6-figure brand. You work in your 9 to 5. You got your kids, your family. What is it that you really do? Like, tell the people, like, Kierra Sade, what do you do?
So now I like to call myself a content marketing coach. When I started, I taught people how to grow their Instagrams, their social media. I mean, it started as Instagram, and then when TikTok got popular, I started teaching TikTok and Instagram. But now what I focus on is teaching people how to make content from a marketing aspect, not just, cute, pretty content, but teaching them how to show up on social media with the content that authentically aligns with them,
right,
in a way that's going to generate them more sales, to grow their audience, to grow their leads.
So I mean, this is good. So what would you say, like, people's biggest problem is when it comes to creating content? Like, if I'm a new person and I'm trying to create content right now, and I'm coming to you like, Kiara, I need help. What is their biggest problem? Is it just not showing up?
So it could be, and I love this question because I'm going to relate this back. So let's start talking about my story a little bit.
Okay.
Right. So I was an exotic dancer for 13 years, and I was really good at it. Like, I was a performer. I was an entertainer. I wasn't just one of the ones, no shade to the ones that just get up there and just be
shaking a little leg, little leg,
putting me to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I was the one that was climbing up on a 30-foot pole, climbing across the rafters, risking my life, literally risking my life.
Oh my God.
But that was the fun in it, right? Like, I decided if I was going to do this, I was going to perfect the craft and be the best, right? But that didn't come overnight. That wasn't day one when I stepped in the club. What I found is that when new girls would come in, they would think, I'm making it look so easy. They can get up there and do it too. No, you can't. This is years. You don't know I come and practice when the club is empty. You don't know I go to pole studios and practice on my off days. You don't know the bruises and burns that my body has when I get off from work. You don't know the blisters and the calluses that my hands get.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
It just looked real cute for them 6 minutes, the 2-song stage set that I'm up there on.
Yeah.
But you don't know the work that I put in and the time that I put in to actually perfect this. And so I would say the same thing about somebody that's new starting in with content. They look at other people, and as cliche as it sounds, they try to compare their day one to somebody else's day 1,000. Instead of just starting where you are and just getting better, just getting 1%. I think E.T. said this. Just try to get 1% better every day.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, you'll be 365% better than when you started with that one. Just focus on your lane and stop saying, oh, my content don't look, it's not going to look like hers on day one. Again, you don't know the courses and classes she invested in. You don't know if she got a team. A lot of people that try to get into content creation compare themselves to people who have teams.
Right. Don't even know it though on the back end. They don't know that.
They got an editor. They got somebody to script it. They got a strategist. They got a photographer, a videographer. Yeah. You just got you on your cell phone and you trying to sit over here talking about, oh, my content don't look like her. You not working with what she working with. Yeah. But if you were to go and look at her first piece of content,
she started where you could start.
I guarantee you, it might look worse than your first piece of content.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Just stop. People got to stop comparing themselves and overthinking their way out of their blessing, honestly. Yeah.
And just start. Like I tell you all the time, like, done is better than perfect. Y'all be sitting there like, I got to get this nice camera first. I got to get the lighting. I got to get the microphone. Like, girl, use your iPhone and your tripod and get to work. What we waiting on?
Like, I mean, Keith Lee is a prime example.
Yeah.
He still don't use nothing other than his cell phone.
Really?
Video be blurred in the mud. He be in the car. Oh, hey y'all, I'm about to eat this chicken right here. Like, what?
Still going viral.
Yeah, using the front camera and everything. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if he would have been like, oh, I gotta wait till I get my Canon GL 53 50,000. I don't even know what the name of these cameras are. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, get out there and make the content.
Yes. So what would you say, like, so many things have changed from, when did you first start creating content? You would say 2020 when you first started? To now, with the changes in the algorithm, the platforms, everything that's going on, now you got to create storytelling content. What? I'm confused. What type of content should I create as the newbie? I just want to start. Like, I'm lost.
Right.
What would you say?
Right. So, yes, things are, and honestly, I started an Instagram page back when Instagram first started, but I was a dancer, right?
Okay.
So it was, you know, half naked pictures, like easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Very easy, right? But from then till now, the way things have shifted and evolved, like you used to only be able to post pictures back then.
Right.
Then they went from pictures to like 15-second videos. Then they added on live. Then they added on stories and reels and carousels. And you know what I'm saying? Things are always going to be evolving and changing. So better to get in now and learn about the things that we have now and use those so that when new things come, it's not like, oh my God, now I got to learn everything.
Yeah.
Right? Now you just got to learn one little thing that's new that's added on. And you might actually like, Cassandra, I hated reels. I hate it.
Girl, you is a real queen.
My first reel that I created, it's still on my page too, is how many of y'all hate reels like I do? And I stuck the middle finger up. Like, I'm saying this to Instagram. Literally, I used to hate reels. Now, obviously, I absolutely love reels.
You mastered reels.
Right.
But like, you mastered it so good. You created a reels course. Like, and I'm not going to lie, I took it and I mastered reels. So I'm just like, how long did it take you to be like, okay, I need this training audio. I need this type of caption. I need this type of hook. Because you are a master at these things.
But again, that just comes from just learning one thing new. Yeah, just learning one thing new at a time. Maybe if I'm new, I'm going to create this reel and I'm going to work on my hook. I'm not going to overstress about everything else. Hook. You know what I'm saying? Then the next time, okay, hook, trending sound, right? Like the next thing, hook, trending sound, jump cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like just add on something every time. And the more content you put out, the more you can practice. Right? So people be like, I'm finna get started, and they post one video every 2 weeks.
Talk about it.
you only put 2 pieces of what I like to call test content out there for the month.
Yeah.
So just think of all of it as a test. And what I like to say is, make the ugliest piece of content you can make and post it for 30 days.
Just make it.
30 pieces of your worst content. Because now the overthinking is gone, right?
Right.
So it's your worst content, right? What's up, right? And subconsciously you going to be, because you're in the creation mode and you're like, I'm finna put this out. You actually going to do the best that you can.
Yeah.
But you've tricked your mind out of the overthinking and the perfectionist syndrome by saying, you know what? Coach said just post my worst 30 pieces.
And now they've gotten used to being consistent too. So you're not tricked about
it's become a habit.
Right.
It's become a habit
right.
now. And you ain't doing nothing but getting better now because you're posting more.
Yeah.
And as you were posting in that 30 pieces of content, I guarantee something is going to pop off. And now that you found that, create more of that. That's what we looking for. That's all we looking for when you get started is finding the thing that's going to pop off for you so you can create more content like that. Now, it's not a guessing game, right?
So how many times, I know you say post like 30 days worth of your worst content, but as a newbie, how many times would you say they need to post a week? Because I see people now, like in my community, they're posting twice a week, one time a week. But they like, I'm not getting any, they don't see you enough. I tell people it takes the average person at least 6 to 7 times to see your stuff before they even engage with it. Not buy anything, but just engaging. So what would you say?
Absolutely. So it's starting out, I like to compare this to the gym. You think you're going to go to the gym twice a month?
I try to.
and get this body that
definitely not.
You're going to need a little help. You're going to need a little BBL or, you know what I'm saying? You're going to need a little help, right?
Definitely.
If you're doing this organically, you're going to have to do the gym a little more often, you know, especially starting out. Once you get into the gym and you get that chiseled body, you can kind of lay back off because you know you've got it. Now you're just maintaining it.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it's going to be harder because now you're trying to build that consistency. You're trying to get the chiseledness of that body that you're looking for. And that's how I feel about content. Like, if you want to just hurry up and get it out the way, again, like I said, I would just go ahead and post. And I try to be softer on people than what I used to do back in the day. Because back in the day, I would say post 2 to 3 times first 30 days. I don't care. Post 60 to 90 pieces of content first 30 days.
Yeah.
But it was a little easier to pump out content back then, right? Now we got the ability to create 3-minute reels. Like, reels was 15 seconds back then.
It was.
You could make some 15-second reels.
A couple of videos.
You know, post a picture or whatever, you know what I'm saying, 2 or 3 times a day. Like, but, you know, now I'm a little lax. And I say, you know, post at least 5 days a week, 1 to 2 times. And again, this is just because we're trying to get as much testing done as possible to see what is it that you like creating more, what's working, what is it that your audience wants to see, what's the viral piece of content look like for you. And again, the more content you put out, the quicker you can see what it is that's working.
Okay, so because I get a lot of people that's like, okay, well, I'm posting content like you said, but I'm not getting any views, any likes, any comments, any shares, any saves. Like you said, if you in a gym and you working out, I'm not getting a flatter stomach, you know, thicker leg. Like, what's going on? I'm ready to quit. Do you get, a lot of people feel like, I ain't getting, I'm just going to be done. And now their content creation journey that could have been way further along, 3 years done past, and they still not creating consistent content.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people?
This is good because I was just having this conversation, but again, related back to fitness with my boyfriend before I got here. And the thing is, there are a very select few people that can go to the gym and figure out what they're supposed to do on their own. Most everybody else needs a trainer.
Talk about it.
And so if you're going to the gym and you consistently doing the wrong things, like I was telling him, because he's in the that's what he got his degree in, science, fitness, whatever. Something. You know, I ain't graduated college. But I was like, I didn't know that I'm supposed to go to the gym and do the same exercises all the time until I got a trainer. I asked my trainer, are we going to do the same thing every day? And he was like, yeah. And so I was telling my dude, like, I didn't understand that you're supposed to, you know, do the same exercises every day, work on a specific set and skip days. Like, you're supposed to work on back and bio Monday and Wednesday, chest and tri, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And all of this is for a reason. I thought that when you went into the gym, you were supposed to use everything in there. I'm thinking, I need to try to get through all the machines. You feel me? Like, they got it in here for me. Until I got somebody who knows what they're doing, who this is their specialty, this is their expertise. Until I got that guidance and direction, I was in there working out. I'm using all of the equipment. Why I ain't getting the body that I want? Because you don't have no strategy.
Right.
You just in there just doing stuff. And that's what most people are doing when they get started into the creation space. They just in there, you know,
throwing stuff out there hoping it's speed.
Let me do a story. Let me do a reel. Let me do a character. Right? You're not using the things correctly, and because you won't invest in the guidance, whether it be a coach, a course, an ebook, a class, or whatever, you're not investing in that guidance. So you're going to keep going in there until maybe you see somebody one day and you like, they be on that same machine every day. But how long is that going to take you? How long is it going to take you before it finally click and be like, you know what? Maybe I should just get somebody who has the body that I want to have and just go hire them so they can tell me what to do. Or maybe even keep me accountable. So I was telling my dude, like, now that I know what to do, I've invested in a trainer, I invested in a coach, I'm not accountable enough or disciplined enough to do it myself. And I know that. So I have to pay somebody to keep me accountable.
This is good because so many people, it's like, I'm going to YouTube University. I would be darned if I pay somebody to learn how to do content. But you basically saying invest in a coach. Invest in your knowledge. I mean, the more you learn, the more you earn. And all they're going to do is help you get there a lot faster than if you would have did on your own. Or you would have been going in circles. So you teaching us 2 lessons in one, how to get this body right and this content right. Right. I'm loving this. Okay, so you said post 1 time a day. Do you believe
at least
in
30 days straight?
30 days straight, 1 time a day. Is weekends excluded?
I don't like to exclude weekends.
Okay.
But, I understand some people got, different
Lives.
lives. Yeah, they might be working 2 jobs. They might not really necessarily know how to set up the system and structure the batch. But if you just go in and batch, just go in, 1 or 2 days on the weekend and just plan your 7 days. You can do that. Like, I guarantee you, somebody is watching Squid Games right now, or Atlanta's Housewives, or something that they should not be watching. Because you watching other people make money and you still complaining at the end of the month that you short on this and you short on that. Just create the content.
People getting rich out content right now, and
you watching their content. You just scroll for 2 hours today, but you ain't got time
to post your own. I tell people all the time, they don't like when I say this, but I say, hey, if you can wake up in the morning, take a shower, do your hair, put on your clothes, go walk in that business and clock in from 9 to 5, 9 to 9, 12 to 12. Ooh. And then you get up and say, I don't have time to post, but you had time to go make these folks something. But when it comes to your own business, why you ain't got no time? And you have a 9 to 5, post every day, reels going viral, get into the bag. What did you say to them people?
I love that you just said that because you just created a whole reel.
Really?
Like, you just created a whole reel. We watch people every day wake up, brush their teeth, take a shower, get in their car.
Get ready with me.
And I guarantee you the person that's watching this right now watched one of these at least once this week.
Wow.
But you're saying you ain't got nothing to create content out of. Create content out of your life. Again, people trying to be somebody that they not.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Talk about come with me as I work my 9 to... Like, I created a reel last week on just romanticizing my Starbucks run.
Really?
All I did was walk out the house, get in the car, go get my Starbucks, drink my Starbucks, and then I sat in the car and I rapped to because this is something I do every day. I sit in the car, rap to myself while I'm drinking my Starbucks.
Wow. And people
watched it.
I was going to say people watched it.
It was like, yeah.
I do that too.
I ain't had no makeup on. I ain't had my hair done. I sat up there and brushed my hair, put a hat on, put some shades on, walked out in some sweats.
And just showed up.
And just
Not
showed
perfect,
up.
just showed up.
That's who I am. So, like I said, it's very easy to show up when you be yourself.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying, be creating content and you got, your kids' handprints on the wall. Find a clean wall, right? Or go diapers everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Have some coof. Just like you would if you was inviting somebody over your house. You would wipe this counter down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to live in the best house. And oh my gosh, getting into this.
Get it.
I don't have an aesthetic house and that fancy car and the Gucci
like
bags and the da-da-da-da-da. Well, girl, go somewhere that look like you. Go to a hotel.
Yeah.
They can't tell you can't be in the lobby of the hotel.
Yep.
Go in your car. We ain't got to see what kind of car you got. Put your face in the screen and say what you going to say. Because you be having a whole lot to say when it come to finding an excuse or a reason why you can't do something. So how about you make a day in the life of the unaesthetic house?
Oh, you dropping content game. You know what? And I be telling folks, wherever you are in life, that's what you need to create content on. People don't want to see you when you get to the big league. Like, oh, now I'm posting this aesthetic house. Inspire me by posting in the, like you said, unaesthetic house. So when you get to the aesthetic, I'm going to be like, I remember when she was in the unaesthetic. Exactly. But if you so afraid to like, just record wherever you at in life right now or whatever you're going through, like I feel like that's how you grew your audience and how I grew mine. We was very transparent, very relatable. Like, this is where I'm at in life. I dropped out of high school. I had 2 kids by the age of 18. I'm staying in a hotel. I'm going live in a hotel. You like, look, this is where I'm at. Too. Really?
As a stripper. Sure did.
And people can relate to that. Y'all, I wasn't going to tell y'all that, but I used to be a dancer too. This how I was dancing. You would have threw some dollars at your girl.
You got out of there quick. You got
quick, did you? Yeah, I thought I was making no money. I said, I'm going back to a 9 to 5. I tried every club, pinups, Blaze. They was like, come back when
you, ma'am.
Right? We don't have any auditions going on right now. Wait a minute. But no, I really did dance for like a couple of years. I really just retired in 2020. And when I seen your content, I was like, she's admitting that she's a dancer. And I've always wanted to do that because I wanted people to see where I come from to where I'm at. And it's like, look, whatever decisions you made in life, hey, I got kids to feed. So don't even knock me. But when I seen you post, I was like, I rock with her because she was transparent. She don't care who, what, when, and where. It's like, look, that's what I did. That doesn't define who I am now. And look at you, Kiara. Look at us. Look at us. Yes. So I just want to say thank you for inspiring me. Like, literally sharing that story because nobody ever knew that. They like, I didn't know that. Really? Oh, girl. I wasn't good, but I wasn't climbing up 30 feet tall. I was trying to, do a little something, but
I want you to see my nickname for you makes even more sense. Now, you want to know
what name?
Cassandra.
Oh, I'm going back to Blaze, girl. Wait a minute. Coming to the okay. Kiara, what are you doing now? Because I just joined a course of yours. And when I tell you, I'm going to just be honest, you're undercharging. The information I've learned and was able to monetize and what you're charging is... Let's talk about pricing and why did you feel like... Talk to me about that.
Okay.
Because this is the perfect time. I wanted to talk to you about that because I took it.
You did.
But I'm just like, why? And when you did. From the first time I logged in, I'm creating reels. I'm understanding hooks, training audios. And I've been creating content for years.
You have.
And I took your course and I felt like the content guru. I done made a content class. Hey, y'all. I know content now. But it's like, why is she undercharging? Yeah. What made you choose that price point?
So I chose the price point before I went to the conference, TSP conference too, at that better pricing, right? And Lamar was like, ain't no better pricing. The price is the price. And I was like, all right. And so actually at the conference, I raised the price again.
Good.
But I chose that pricing because I call myself trying to help everybody out and give them an opportunity. But the issue is when you discount yourself, other people don't see the worth in it. And so even after I changed the price to almost double, somebody was at the conference and they went on my page and they was like, this it? This all you charging for the course? Let me get it right now for you before you raise the price. Not even knowing that I had just raised the price.
Oh, and it was still cheap.
I was like,
girl, the value you bring, like literally, you don't just run away people that don't want to pay the $27. You run away people that can potentially be a high ticket client, but it's like, this is so cheap, it scares me.
Right.
Because of
is it worth it?
No. Even after we get in the program, it's like, like, I don't even know because it's so much to digest, but the way you take us through the series is like, okay, learn this, learn that, learn that. And then when I was done, I was like, this is all she's charging. And every week you giving us audio, you giving us hooks, you keeping us up to date. So it's like, I was gonna talk to you like, you need to go up at least quadruple. At least quadruple, like at least, yeah. Quadruple. But can you let us know like what kind of program you have and what do they learn in there? I can tell them all day, but I want you to let them know.
So I have 2 programs. One is the Profitable Content Academy, and that's my course where you learn how to create content like from scratch using just your cell phone. So again, I'm taking the excuses out of it, right? Even the aesthetic home and not having a camera, and I teach you how to use a tripod, your cell phone, and if you have lighting. I show you what type of lighting to use, different angles, right, to add depth. And
you showed me how to set up my iPhone settings. I said, what? I didn't even know that meant anything.
Yeah, getting better audio, all of that. And then, like you said, hooks and things like that, because people think, okay, I got the content, I'll put it out there. It still ain't doing nothing. You ain't grab nobody's attention. And hooks aren't just words, right? They could be visual hooks, audio hooks, all types of things to grab attention, right? And so that's what that course teaches.
Even
you
with
how
the
to create
camera angles,
content.
though, like I didn't know about the up close, the wide shot. I was like, and girl, when I started implementing your techniques, my content was going viral. Like, and I'm like, I've been doing content, but I take this class. I like Kiara got to go up. She got to go up on her praise. Yeah. I would give a review all day, but I'm letting you know, like, you're going to attract the right people. I know you want to help everybody, but you're going to attract the right people that you need.
I don't want to help everybody no more. If they didn't get help back when the price
when
it wasn't meant for me to help you. You going to have to go do some overtime or something. So that way you,
I ain't
and that's what I was saying.
You're going to have to go get you some more money.
Go do an Uber Eats, go do some Uber driving or something.
For real.
Your car out. I don't know what you got to do, but.
Because I know they finna come looking for you when we talk about this. So
the more you pay, the more you pay attention.
You do.
That's just it.
You do.
When it comes so cheap, some people don't even log in.
Well, I logged in because I'm like, let me see why it's 27. Oh no, this is too low.
Some people don't even log in, but that's my course, and then I have a membership, which is Passive Income Mastery, and that's where I'm giving you weekly hooks, weekly trending sounds, the group coaching call that we do. And on there, them coaching calls be fire because I audited one person's Instagram in August. Like I just went through real quick and just told her some things she could change, and she went and implemented. This is the thing. She went and implemented, and she went from 1,500 followers to 7,500 followers from August to January.
What?
Yeah.
Just from the little things you told her.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because your first program you're talking about, that's what I bought. And then I love your automation because the emails I got made me upgrade to the membership. And I'm like, wow, do you teach automation or you just like content?
I don't, but I should.
You should.
People ask me about it.
You should. You really should. Even if you just add it on to what you already teach. You don't have to create like a new program, automation program. Right. This is a bonus you guys get inside of this membership to why you justify your price.
That's how I'm able to be a flight attendant and run a business.
Ooh, talk about it.
Right.
Talk about it.
Because my business is still able to run for me while I'm in the air, while I'm gone, while I'm being a mom, while I'm doing whatever. Yeah.
And that's so good because I just feel like so many people feel like I have to leave my 9 to 5. So now you got a 9 to 5 check and you got that extra cushion on the side. It ain't no pressure like I gotta work all day every day. Like no, you got your main money and you got your side piece.
Right.
Right. Good. Kiara, please tell us how we can follow you, join a program or something.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Kierra Sade. That's KIERRASADE. What else did you ask me?
I know, like
I'm on YouTube too, Kierra Sade.
You back on YouTube?
Haven't been very consistent, but
are you gonna start being consistent?
Absolutely. I actually was loving you. The thing is, Cassandra, I went viral over there on accident, and then it like kept happening, and I was like, oh snap.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
And so you've been posting like every week?
I haven't posted since October, but from August to October, I was able to get monetized. I went from 700 followers to 7,500.
Kiara, you gotta come on back. Come on back. I'm telling you, YouTube is where it's at.
They sent me a little check. I was like, okay, check.
No.
Yeah, I got monetized in 30 days when I went over there, and I was like, I'm finna see what this YouTube.
That's another class.
It is. That's a whole nother class. So what?
I love it.
With my cell phone.
No special equipment. No lighting. No special camera. Stop playing, y'all. Start that content today. So are you Kierra Sade on YouTube too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the programs, can we just like click the link in your bio, or is there like a website?
Yep. You can click the link right in my bio, or you can go to the profitablecontentacademy.com.
Profitable content, the profitable content academy.com.
Yes.
Okay. And if you had to leave them with anything today, look into this camera and leave us with something. Just start, do it, something.
The time will pass anyway. Would you rather it pass with you trying and not having to live with the regret of what if I did, or y'all can finish the rest? I'm out.
Follow Kierra Sade, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Crafty Conversations with Cassandra. Y'all heard it here first. We got my girl Kierra Sade. If y'all love this episode, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe right now. And if you really want her back for part 2, we got to hear more about this YouTube, okay? These automations. I need y'all to comment the word content below, and we are bringing Kiara back. Thank you, Kiara, for coming. Cassandra. I love it. Cassandra.
Hey. What's up, guys? Kierra Sade. I'm here with Crafted Conversations with Cassandra, which is what I like to call her. This was absolutely amazing. Make sure y'all tap in, tune in to every single person that she brings on here. This is truly an honor, and Cassandra and her team are going through and choosing some of the most amazing guests to drop and give value and gems into your life. As always, that's all she do is give value. So make sure you tap in, tune in, like, subscribe, share, and I'm Kierra Sade, and I'm out.
Let's go!